Understand these two words: psychological capital. These are the things that allow you to be a high performer more often. Chasing 100K, chasing a million isn't good enough. You got to understand why you actually want to do it. I spend around about £20,000 a month on learning from coaches and mentors. So how do you create a roadmap for financial freedom? Welcome to the A Players Podcast, the place where we build and interview leaders in their field so that you can hone your skills and be at the top of your game too. So today is a quick fire round, ladies and gentlemen. It is the ultimate guide to financial freedom. So I have quite a few questions here that have come from listeners from YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you may be listening to, that I've put together around how you increase your chances of financial freedom. So yes, I'm your host, Haydon, and I work with very high income earners in going that next level on their income journey and making a bigger impact in the world. I'm on a mission to give everyone the opportunity to step into wealth by giving you the skills, tools, and actionable steps to go that next level. So let's get stuck into this then. First of all, Lewis, what is a financial mindset? What is a financial mindset? Okay, so for me, I can only give my opinion on this, and my opinion is who I am. Your opinion may be different around it, but what I do know is that when I work with very high income earners, this has worked in increasing their income and personal wealth as well. So for me, a financial mindset is understanding that things aren't just about emotion, it's about transactions as well. So transactions in everything that you do. So transactions in, let's say, it could be the people that you work with, where you spend your time. Okay. So what I mean by that is if you're working in a 9 to 5 job, a lot of people will just sit around and go, hey, I get paid this much an hour or this much money per year. And that's how they compare their success. And it's wrong. It's not right, because a lot of people see what they see in the 1 year, but a financial mindset understands this compounding effect. Okay, they understand the long-term gain. They understand investing in not just their money, but investing in their skills as well. Okay, they're in it for the long game. So, for instance, I own a few businesses. Yeah, I invest in a lot of businesses. And what I always look at is not just what does that one transaction cost when someone buys something. First of all, I ask, is this product or service right for that person? Because a lot of people can just sell something, sell ice to an Eskimo, and they can beat down the price to try and get the first order. And then what they do is a bit like when you go to a car garage, right? The reason that the salesperson might be ramping down the price, I see quite a few. I'm not going to mention any names on the podcast. I would usually, but this isn't, I have to be careful what I say on the podcast. But a lot of car garages and a lot of car dealers right now are selling the car for cheap, and then they're making a lot more money on the interest because people don't understand interest. Yeah, they just see a base price. And the strangest thing is I actually have friends and family members that are actually in financial services and talk about, oh, this is a good deal and this is how much I'll get for my car and how much I'll sell my car for because of the price that is being talked about. But they're not actually seeing the compounding effects of what you would pay as a lifetime customer. Yeah. So for me, understanding a good financial mindset is to recognize not the transactional stuff that happens on the day to day or the week to week or the month to month, but what transactional impact does that have over a year, yeah, or a decade? So in my businesses, when I'm working with a customer, we don't beat down the price just to win something. Yeah. Because like these car garages, what they will do is they'll make it look attractive with a lower price than the competitor, and then they'll get their money back on servicing. Yeah. Look at cars that have 7 years 7 years warranty. That is only 7 years warranty if you have 7 years of servicing. Huh? So where do they actually make their money? On the car or on the servicing? What about other examples? Then make it on the finance. People don't understand finance as much. Oh yeah, it's only this much at 10% APR. What does that actually mean? Do the numbers of what you'll actually be paying at the whole picture, the big picture, and you'll recognize that you're actually not getting a great deal. So in my businesses, I don't beat down the prices. I go, this is the cost, and this is how much it's going to be for as long as you work with us. We want to get you the best possible service and the best possible product. If we was to beat down the price, that would compromise the service, because ultimately, yeah, there's a lot of people that work in this firm. They all need paying, right? So if by knocking down the price, somebody has to work for free, and that's not going to happen on my watch, right? People need to understand that it's not just a transactional thing. Look at the lifetime value. Look at the lifetime value of working with your customer. Okay, what will they pay you after being with you? So some of my businesses, I've had clients in there for like 15 years, right? These aren't silly people. They're not stupid people. They are very smart people. Very smart people don't hang around for 15 years. Yeah. So when some people first come on, they'll start to like knock the price down and things like that. But the people that have been around for 15 years are very happy with the prices and the inflation rates and all sorts that goes on. Okay. So think about the lifetime value. If you can get somebody that becomes an advocate of what you do, then they will pay you more. So why would you try and just get them on for a one-time transaction? Get them on for a lifetime value. Lewis, how does this help with me and my financial freedom? Well, look, what are you doing to actually think about the long game in your financial freedom? Okay, your financial mindset. Is it for short-term 1-year gain? Are you thinking that you're going to put a lot of money into crypto and take it out in a year or two? Yeah. Are you in it for the investment strategy? What about your money income? Not just your savings and investment, but what about your income? What's the long-term game for your income? So for me, when I first started out, I don't do business coaching anymore. I actually invest in firms. But when I started out as a business coach previously, what I did, this was like, 10, 12 years ago, was I spent the first couple of years working for people for free. Yeah. I went through Australia where a lot of people would go and live in Australia to enjoy the beaches and the party life. I was reading fucking books. I was meeting up with interesting people. I was going to them. How do I come and work for you for free so I can learn from you? Why did I do that? Because my financial mindset was in it for the long game, not the short game. So what are you doing right now? What's your financial mindset game? Number 2, Lewis, how do I create a roadmap for financial freedom? Look, we talk about this quite a lot. And if you want to go into more detail in all this, I have a members club called the 100K Club. Just click in the show notes and it'll tell you how to get access to this, where I'll dive into this in more detail and also I also interview and really, really knuckle down, give the guests a hard time on how they increase their income to beyond 100K. So how do you create a roadmap for financial freedom? Well, first of all, you got to understand what financial freedom means to you. Okay. What does it mean to you? What is your number? For you to achieve financial freedom is subjective. Okay. My version of financial freedom could be to make 10 million a year. Yeah. Profit, by the way, not revenue, profit. Yeah. Your version of financial freedom could be to make 100 million a year into your bank, or it could be 100 grand a year, 100K. But if it is, join the 100K club. Okay. So know your number first. We call this the direction of travel. Yeah. Start with the end in mind. What is that number that you would need? Why is it that number? What sort of things would you do about it? Because look, if you're just chasing the number, there will always be a higher number. When is enough? How do you reward yourself? How do you know you've had a good year, a good week, a good month? Yeah. So understand what that number is for you. And then break it down backwards. Okay. Imagine a timeline that you've got now. Yeah. There's your number, 1 million a year. Break it back. How do you start doing 500K a year? How do you start doing 200K a year? How do you start doing 100, 70, 60, 50? You see, it all starts off like this. Think about it like this. How do you plant the seeds from today that will have an impact over the next 10 years? Okay. Lewis, 10 years is too long. Okay. Well, that's part of the fucking problem, isn't it? Yeah. You want instant gratification, not the right financial mindset to have. Go and read any of Warren Buffett's books. Where does it say that he became a millionaire in 1 year? It doesn't. Go and read any other book. They don't. And if they did, they lost it fast. right? So you've got to have that financial mindset of that investment, planting the seeds so you can get the outcome, right? That isn't just planting seeds in money, in accounts and savings and interest accounts. That isn't it's part of it. Yeah, you got to go on that compounding journey. But for me, it's about understanding what sort of things you need to learn. Who do you need to be around? Your psychological capital. Understand these two words: psychological capital. These are the things that allow you to be a high performer more often. Resilience, goals, optimism, self-efficacy. That means that you have the confidence to actually deliver on stuff. Those are 4 things that you need to start working on before you even think about increasing your income. Thank you for listening so far. We hope you're enjoying the show. A big lesson that I wish I learned earlier is that your environment and the people you surround yourself with determine your level of success. For those eager to dive deeper, be around like-minded people and boost their income using the concepts discussed in this podcast, plus many more tools in influence, communication, and income acceleration. Our 100K Club membership offers extensive, detailed guidance and deep guide into the exact steps that you need to take to get to 100K income a year and beyond in any job. The 100K Club brings together high earner guests from the podcast into one place, allowing you to immerse yourself amongst other high earners, their learnings, and a place where each guest from the podcast gives their specific tools of how they accelerated their income. This gives you exclusive access where I challenge and really drive the guests hard on giving away all the details of what really made them go beyond 100K a year. 100K Club members also have the option of becoming 100K Club affiliates, where we thank you for helping us on our mission to help as many people step into wealth by paying you a recurring revenue for referring members to the 100K Club. Aligned with our mission, this provides you with another vehicle for you to achieve your financial goals in any job, and also helps others break through to achieving their income goals too. Links for both 100K Club and how to become an affiliate are in the show notes. Let's get back to the show. So are you in the right zone? Are you in the right location? Are you in a dojo in your 9 to 5 that allows you to increase those 4 things? And then ultimately, how does that impact your income? What else? What else have been people asking for the A Players podcast? How to build multiple income streams. Again, this is in the 100K Club. Go and listen to those episodes for the deep dive detail. But how do you start building multiple income streams? Well, start with the end in mind. What is it that you want to actually achieve? What is your number? Do you need to sell one product at 100,000, or do you need to sell 100,000 products at £1? Yeah, understand that. Then think, what would excite you more? What excites me is I can go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, there's a lot of transactions happen while I've slept. But that doesn't happen overnight. Yeah, it means you need to build a solid system, have solid marketing, have solid commerce understanding. Okay. Or you can then think the other end of the spectrum is, right, I've got the skills already. How do I just go and sell my services? Again, you're going to need a strong personal brand. You're going to need also, okay, it starts to build out. And any of those topics, by the way, just go back and listen to the A Player episodes because they're all covered in those episodes. And also subscribe and follow, because if they're not covered, they will be covered in the future. Okay. So how do you start to build multiple income streams? Ultimately, you need to know your numbers, yeah? You need to know your outcome goal. What are your numbers? And how can you start to contribute those multiple incomes to actually make a reason of why you want it? Because it's a roller coaster. It's going to be easy some days and hard some days. So if you don't actually want the outcome, chasing 100K, chasing 1 million isn't good enough. You got to understand why you actually want to do it. Then the multiple incomes can start. How do you actually start the seeds for it? So what's your personal branding like? Do people actually know that you're doing this stuff? How are you getting out there to the market and doing this as a personal brand? Okay. How are you letting your boss know that you want to increase your income? How can you actually demonstrate that to anybody if you don't know personally? This is why having your own plan is key, because you can't sell somebody else and increase your income if you can't sell yourself. You've got to have your own understanding first. You've got to have your own plan. You've got to be solid with that. Okay. And of course, yeah, it all starts like this, doesn't it? You can go and start your own limited company. You can start, selling stuff through eBay. What else? Shopify, Etsy. You got to start somewhere. So the next bit of advice is just go before you know. Yeah. Don't overthink it. Don't procrastinate around stuff. Just go before you know. What does that mean? You're not going to have all the answers, and no fucker has, right? Not everybody has all the answers. The people that actually become successful, the people that just go out there and start doing something, yeah? And the first thing to do something without having any sort of business knowledge, and you can learn all this stuff through the A Players podcast. And I am in touch with a lot of other business coaches. As your business expands, I can put you in touch with the right network of people to start helping you do that. But you're not there yet, yeah? Or you may be, or maybe not be. It doesn't matter. The same foundations apply throughout, okay? Having that right mindset. So get started. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. Just start putting some stuff on social media. Hey guys, I'm thinking about doing this. Ask friends and family. Look, the list here goes deep. We do other episodes on this, so make sure you follow and subscribe and watch the other episodes. Next question, number 4. How do I manage my money? What do you mean, how do you manage your money? Okay, I get asked this a lot. How do I manage my money? Well, the first thing is that how often do people actually write down? Do they have like a dashboard? Yeah. You got a dashboard for your car. How do you manage your car? If a warning light comes on, you start to look at it and go, oh, look, there's a warning light on. I better take it into the garage. Yeah. Where's your warning lights of your financial success? So it doesn't take any software to do this. The best software is a piece of paper or an Excel sheet. Yeah. What is your income? What is your the money going out? So input, output, and what's the outcome at the end? Okay. That's a P&L sheet, profit and loss. What are you making? What are you spending? What are you left over with? And then as you get multiple streams of income, you just put different lines on that Excel sheet for every income that you're generating. Yeah. And as you start to scale up, those incomes will need investments. For instance, you might need to buy some software, or you may need to do some stuff with a consultant or a coach, or you may need to employ somebody new. Yeah, these are all expenses. You may need some property. You may need to rent somewhere. You see what I mean? So you need to outweigh what you need, right, to get the outcome. But remember, the goal is to turn a profit and to make money into your not just personal bank account, but your household bank account. Okay. How do you manage debt? Well, look, why are you in debt in the first place? Are you borrowing money for luxury items, or are you borrowing money for leverage and to scale? Okay. So if you needed to borrow money to spend on, £10,000 worth of stock that is going to make you £100,000, that would be a good financial mindset to have for financial freedom. If you're borrowing money, £100,000 for a £100,000 car, which is going to cost you £3,000, £2,000, £3,000 a month, yeah, they're not so good financial mindset, because people are thinking again of the short term rather than the long term. Yeah, those companies will make money off you. So how do you borrow money to make money? And then again, get your Excel sheet and start to put it on there and make sure that investment is paying off. Okay, so you've always got to test it and ensure that it's working right. If you're spending so much on Facebook ads or Google ads, what's the return on that investment? If you're spending more money on, let's say, a personal thing in your home, like a new car, for example, do you need the new car? Does it make you feel good? Does having that thing, even though it could be a debt, and by the way, I'm not saying don't borrow money for vehicles, by the way, or cars or houses, yeah? Because ask yourself this question: does it make you feel more successful in doing that? And from a psychology perspective, the more successful you feel, the more that you will go out there and make success happen. If you feel shit about yourself, that self-efficacy is going to drop. Now, be careful that you don't fall into delusion and denial here, because a lot of people as well go, oh, the reason I'm spending £2,000, £3,000 a month on a BMW or a Ferrari is because it makes me feel more successful, because Lewis on the A Players podcast said it. Yeah, look, you've got to earn it first, right? You've got to earn it first. Have you done your 5, 10, 15 years in earning it, is it a good investment? Yeah. So when I bought a nice sports car, yeah, there's two great days. The day I bought it and the day I fucking sold it. Because it was sitting there costing me, what, £1,500 a month sitting on a driveway, and I wasn't using it other than racking up miles just driving up and down a motorway. There was no point. It didn't give me any sort of fulfillment anymore emotionally, and it logically, financially did not make sense anymore. Okay? Not to say I'm not going to buy sports cars again, but the way I'd buy sports car again is make them free. Yeah? Make them free. And first things first, I want my investments in businesses to be free. So my businesses need to be paying that off first. So know your number, right? If you need $2,000 for the dream car that you want, how can you make sure your residual income, the money not from your earned income, is actually paying for that vehicle? So it's free. Okay. And then think as well, when it actually comes to it, so I always remember the story that, on my dream board when I was 25, it was a red Aston Martin. And when I actually went to the garage to buy the red Aston Martin, yeah, after I'd made all the goals happen, the residual income happen, I went to the garage and I thought, what would be a better thing for me to invest in now so I can get more? Interesting. So it's everywhere on step at the journey. Just think of it a little bit differently. So this is coming back down to the next question now. Psychology of money. Yeah. This is the psychology of money. How are you perceiving money? Are you perceiving money as something that you've just got to, it comes from anywhere you want and you can spend it? Are you perceiving money that it's a limited resource that you must hold on to? Because the more you hold on to money, the more it depreciates. So it's a bit like it gets stagnant. So you've got to be able to allow cash to flow. How do you cause cash to flow? You invest it. You don't just invest it. When I say invest it in crypto, invest it in the stock market, invest it in your own personal growth. I spend around about £20,000 a month on learning from coaches and mentors. I pay people £20,000 a month. I've got a financial coach, I've got a business coach, I've got an executive coach, I've got a tax coach. All these things are what I need to know to get scalability in my life and business, right? So I want the best people around me. And by doing that as well, I can help all my investment companies learn from me then. So I become extremely valuable. Yeah. The executive coach might not know the stuff of the tax coach. They don't know anything. But by having those people and me being at the primary source of all these great mentors, it allows me to be as a whole beyond the coaches. Does that make sense? And it makes me very valuable when I'm doing stuff like the A Players and 100K podcast. So the psychology of money needs to be right. If you're not spending it, you're not going to make it. People who hold on to money end up broke. Okay? So think about investing it instead. Who do you need to give it to? Yeah? Where are those zeros? Where do you need to spend your most time? Who do you need to be around to make sure that your psychology is always growing? So, have you managed to get some stuff out of this today? Have you took some learnings from it? What has been your biggest learning? There's been 6 solid points there that I've been over in a quick fire round that hopefully will help you just go that next level of reaching 100K per year. All this detail is outlined even further in the 100K club. So it's the same price as Netflix Premium. If you want to go and join it, the links are in the show notes. If not, make sure you listen to the next Day Players podcast as we go into even more detail around the topics that we've discussed today. Until then, be great.